Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a follow-up on some requests that I had from some of you guys on my last video. This is going to be a product first impression / showcase on the BECCA products that I received from makeup.co.nz. If you guys like hauls, I did feature all of these and a bunch of other products that I've recently received in a haul, which I will leave linked off down below. But if you're not, as I said, these came from makeup.co.nz. I will leave them linked off down below if you guys want to check them out. I will be doing a full face in this video, but I'm going to just kind of tell you what I'm using for all the other areas like my foundation and stuff, and then focus more on the BECCA stuff because this obviously is a BECCA showcase video. The first product that I'm going to be trying out today is the BECCA Backlight Priming Filter, and this is supposed to be an illuminating primer, and I'm super excited to try this. Looking at the back of the box, the main thing that it says on here is it blurs imperfections and gives skin a healthy luminescent glow. So that sounds like my kind of cup of tea. If you guys haven't seen this packaging, it is super pretty. It's just frosted glass with a pump. It's going to take one full pump, which looks like this. I haven't tried this yet. It smells quite like citrusy or something. Sorry, I'm looking in the viewfinder. I don't have a mirror, so I'm just looking into that. I'm just going to apply that all over. This feels just like a moisturizer or something. And by the way, I'm sure you guys have noticed, I am fake tanned right now. I'm actually trying to keep up with fake tanning on a consistent basis from now on because I do just like the way that makeup looks on my face when I'm more tan. So that blended out really easily, and I feel like it's actually sunken into my skin, like it's not sitting on top. I don't know if I agree with the whole concealing imperfections thing, but I feel like it's given my skin a really nice glow and my skin feels really nice and hydrated and ready for makeup. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using one of my favourites. This is one that I can only wear when I'm fake tanned. This is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Foundation in the shade 40 Nude, and I just love this. I think this is seriously one of the nicest foundations I've used for the price. This foundation is never hard to blend, but I feel like it's blending like extra easily over top of this primer. It's just taking me like 1 second to blend this out. It's so easy. So now that I've got that foundation all over my face, I kind of thought that it didn't look any different, like in terms of the texture, but when I went and looked at it in the mirror, I feel like it's just gone on a little bit nicer than usual. This kind of accentuates my pores around my nose, and I feel like just having that primer has just lightly filled it in and just made it look a little bit more smooth, and there is just a little bit more luminosity to it than there normally would be. I know that you guys don't really see me wear this foundation all that much, but it definitely isn't normally this luminous, so I really like the finish that it's given. So next it's time for concealer, and I do have a new product to use for concealer. This is the Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and this is a interesting product. I don't have anything like it. I actually don't have any under eye correctors like, you know, like salmon ones or anything like that, but this one is actually like an iridescent pinky colour. And it basically says that you can either apply underneath concealer for a more brightening effect, or you can do it on top of concealer for a really intense, like glowy effect. But I don't really want that, so I'm just going to be using it underneath my concealer. And I don't know if you guys can see, but today my under eye circles aren't that bad. I think that's because I had a good night's sleep, but they are still definitely there. So I'm just going to use this on my finger. I don't know what to expect. It feels very creamy, and it's very light pink, which hopefully will work to conceal or correct. Just going to pat that in, I guess. I suppose this is a sort of product that you only really need to focus on where you are truly have dark circles, unlike our new concealing style, which is like, you know, the whole tick thing. Quite a balmy product, like it's thin, but it's sort of got that balmy, slightly oily feel to it. Alright, so here is the before and the after. I can definitely see a difference. I wouldn't say that it's a huge difference. I think it's just kind of brightened the area and made it look a lot less dark, but then if I look closely, it hasn't really concealed my dark circles. It's just sort of reflecting the light. So I am just going to go in with my normal concealer, which is the Clinique All About Eyes concealer, and I'm just going to pop this under my eye. I'm just going to leave this eye bare for a little bit, and I'm just going to finish this entire eye, and then we will talk and do the other one. So that's the eye all blended out, and I feel like it does look slightly brighter than normal, but I'm just going to go the whole 9 yards and apply some on top as well, just a little bit, because I want to see what it looks like. I mean, I feel like it does look brighter, but not like a crazy amount, so we're just going to apply a little bit on top afterwards, just to see if I prefer the effect that this gives. I feel like it looks better when you put it on top, because I can't see any of my dark circle. Like, I feel like my dark circles are completely gone, whereas when I just had it underneath, I feel like I could still see them a little bit. So I do recommend that if you get this, that you use it on top of the makeup. I feel like on this eye it's working better. I don't know if it's because I'm putting the product in like the perfect spot, but I've only applied the Brightening Corrector right now, and I feel like I have no under eye circles whatsoever. Do you guys see? I feel like if I was doing like just going to school makeup, I wouldn't even put concealer on top of the brightener right now. I feel like it's worth playing around with. I don't know, I really like the way that this works, but I don't know which way is more effective. Let me know if you guys have tried it, whether you prefer it underneath or on top or both. So I've just finished applying concealer with the corrector to both eyes, and both eyes have the corrector on top, and I feel like my under eyes look so bright, and that will definitely be a part of my everyday routine. It barely took any extra time. Obviously this is my first impression, so do check the down bar. If I find out that any of these products are like really bad and don't last, I will put that down there, but I'll let you know as well in another video if I really enjoy them. But I guess if there's nothing down there saying that it wore off, it must be good. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to powder my face just using a translucent powder, and I'm also going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows, and then I'll be right back to try out some cheek products and do the eyeshadow. Okay guys, so I'm back and I've done my powder and I've done my eyebrows. As you can tell, I did just want to say when I powdered my under eyes, I found that I didn't lose any coverage, whereas sometimes for some reason I do lose coverage under my eyes. I don't know whether it's the force that I push it or the products that I use, but I feel like I end up having under eye circles again after all of the hard work I've done, whereas today I feel like they still look really nice and bright and concealed. Now I'm going to go ahead and bronze my face using this. This is the cutest little BECCA UFO. It's got like a really pretty like bronze metallic packaging. This is the Shadow and Light Bronze Contour Perfector, and it just looks like this. You can't really see them because I'm really tanned, but I think I might start with the lighter one and then just see how that goes. Or I suppose I could swirl it all together. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just swirl the whole thing together. So we've got before and after. Hopefully you guys can see it looks so good, like just like a natural bronze colour. I do just want to say that my bronzers for some reason always look way more orangey on camera than they are in real life. So please ignore if it looks orangey. Believe me, it looks nice in real life. But I do just want to say that if you're fair, I don't think this will be viable, like a good product for you. I mean, maybe if you used a light hand, but I can't see this as being something that when I'm fair I'd go to that often, because I feel like you kind of have to work a little bit harder to make sure you didn't get the darker shade. It just seems a little bit dark for those with lighter skin tones. So now that I'm bronzed for days, I think it's time to bring a little bit of colour to the face. I'm going to be trying out the luminous blush in Snapdragon. I also got the one in Camellia, but that seems like more of a colour for fairer skin tones, and seeing as I am a little bit more tan, this sort of colour doesn't really lean itself to fair skin in my opinion, at least for my tastes, but I feel like these sort of more rich bright shades work really well for me when I'm a little bit fake tan. So I'm going to be using this one today. Just going to pick up the colour on a precise brush by XO Beauty. I'm just going to work that sort of just onto my cheeks. Not so much the apples, more like back on the cheekbone. So I love this blush. I think it looks really pretty. It is like quite bright and quite intense, but I think it's nice. Let me know what you guys think. And now for the part that we've all been waiting for, or at least I've been waiting for, the highlight. I've decided to go with Moonstone because it is quite light, but it is darker than Pearl. And I wanted to kind of keep Opal, which probably would be a more appropriate shade for tan skin tone. I wanted to keep that little gift set to give away to one of you guys. So I'm going to be trying out Moonstone today. Hopefully it's not too light, so just gonna use the same brush that I used for my blush, just dusting it off a little bit, and I'm gonna pop this on the high points of my cheekbones. The only BECCA highlighter I've tried is Champagne Pop, and oh my god, look at this. Hallelujah. So intense. I've only like touched my brush in it once and it's like out of control. This pigmentation though, guys, this is so extremely pigmented. It's just so beautiful. I love it. And it's also really nice and finely milled. It's not too chunky or like glittery. It's just a really nice texture. I'm obsessed. So excited. Next I'm going to move on to the eyes, and I'm going to be using the BECCA Afterglow palette. The packaging on this is just out of this world. It's like a stunning pink metallic, and then these are the 5 shades that you get inside, perfect for creating sort of like a daytime look, I would say. Oh my god, you guys, I'm such a noob. I thought this was an eyeshadow palette. Oh no, what's wrong with me? Okay, so I really faffed up because I thought this was an eyeshadow palette, but it's actually a blush palette. But that's cool. I'm going to go through the shades anyway so that you guys know what you get in here. You still could definitely use this to do like a daytime eye look, because I feel like that topaz shade, which is the middle one, is like so not going to work as a highlight for me, but I'm going to go through them anyway. You've got Moonstone, Rose Gold, Topaz, Wild Honey, and Flower Child. These two are blushes, and then these three are shimmering skin perfectors. Wow, I really can't believe that I messed it up. I knew that they had a blush palette, but I didn't think this was it, so excuse me. But I'm still going to use it as eyeshadow because that's what I plan to do. So I'm going to start with Wild Honey, which is that brown shade, which probably is not going to be quite as good of an eyeshadow as I had anticipated, especially because I am so tanned right now. But oh no, it'll work. The only thing is I find that when I use blushes for eyeshadows, they don't blend as well because they're not designed to be used as eyeshadows, but we shall see. God, I'm a noob. Why did nobody tell me in the video that it was not an eyeshadow palette? Because I thought it was an eyeshadow palette. I think they do have an eyeshadow palette, but I think that is more like matte shades. I'm just going to grab a little brush that I use on my lower lash line. This is the Sigma Shader Crease Brush. Ignore the name, it's the E47, but I like it for blending shades underneath my lower lash line. So I'm just taking Wild Honey again, and I'm just going to pop that underneath the lower lash line just to make it look more cohesive. Do you know what, guys? I would actually take this away as my single palette if I was going away on holiday, because whenever I go on holiday, I don't know if you guys saw my photos from when I've been on holiday, but I do super simplistic makeup, and this basically has like highlights, blushes, and eyeshadows all in one, because this brown colour works perfectly as an eyeshadow, and I can imagine it'll be like the prettiest blush. So if you guys want like an all-in-one palette, this is it. So Topaz is at the top, and then Rose Gold is the second one. I think I might use Rose Gold on my lid just because I want it to be a little bit more pinky, maybe just to sort of complement the blush, whereas I don't really need any more bronze because I'm like bronzed for days. So I'm just taking Rose Gold, just going to pop this all over the eyelid. I think I'll use Moonstone in the inner corner. And again, for not being an eyeshadow, this is actually applying super duper easy. I'm just going to go back in with that little brush and a little bit of Wild Honey and just intensify, because I think this eye isn't dark enough. I've just dusted off that little brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Moonstone, which is also in here, which is good because that means I wouldn't need to take my big Moonstone away with me. I could just use a little baby one. Just going to apply that to my inner corner. So my final thoughts on the Afterglow palette is it's probably my favourite product out of all of them because it works as an eyeshadow palette, obviously, as you've seen. It'll be perfect for blushes because you've got 2 blush shades in here, and of course it's got the 3 highlights. And I think it's also really good too because I feel like it would match most skin tones, probably up to a medium skin tone. I don't know if dark skin tones could really make use of the blush shades, but do let me know if you have a deep skin tone and it works for you. But I think it is very, very versatile, and it'd be perfect for travelling. I'm going to finish the eyes off by applying some mascara. I'm just going to use this one from Essence that I've been trying out. It's the Rock and Doll Crazy XXXL Volume Mascara, and then I'll be right back once it's on. Quick mini review on this. I don't love it. It's kind of clumpy, but you guys will see once I've got it on how it looks. So now that my mascara is on, I'm going to go ahead and just finish off really quickly with some lipstick. This is one that I've been using a lot lately. This is one of the CoverGirl Katy Perry lipsticks. I picked this up ages ago when I was actually in LA, and they've just come out in New Zealand if you want to check them out. This is in the shade Sphinx, and it's just a really pretty pinky nude. And I wore this in the haul video, coincidentally enough, but I just think it's really, really stunning, so I'm going to pop this on too. This is the finished look. I hope that you guys like the way that it turned out. It's just super bronzy and super glowy. I know this isn't anything new, but this video is, of course, a focus on the products themselves. My favourite product out of all of them, hands down, would be the Afterglow palette. I really enjoyed this because I thought it was an eyeshadow palette, but it's a blush palette. But I used it for eyeshadow, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So I think this is like the perfect all-in-one palette. I feel like the 2 shades at the end are perfect for blushes or for creating an eye look, and then obviously the first 3 are perfect again for highlighting or using as eyeshadows. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with this. I feel like it would suit many a skin tone from quite light to quite deep in skin tone, and I think it would complement your skin really nicely. The shades were pigmented and easy to blend, as eyeshadows, but as you guys saw, I am wearing Moonstone on my cheeks as well. Another one of the products that I absolutely loved was the Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and I definitely will continue to use this. I feel like my eyes look brighter than they ever have before. I don't know what it is, whether it's a combination of good technique today or something, or if it's just this, but I feel like my powder has gone on really nicely on top of my concealer, and my under eyes just look super bright and awake, which is great because I get ready for the mornings at like 6:30, so having this to make me look more awake will definitely be a welcome addition to my morning routine. And the one product that I don't necessarily love, it's not something that I think is bad, it's not something that I think is super duper amazing, but it's something that I think you need to consider depending on your skin tone. It's the Shadow and Light Perfector, because I feel like this is not going to work that great for people of a super fair skin tone, and of course if you do have quite a deep dark skin tone, these sort of might be more of a match for your skin tone rather than a bronzer. I mean, it is really stunning, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it doesn't look nice, I'm just saying if you have very fair or very deep skin, this might not work for you, so it might just be worth passing on it if you are sort of in that colour range, well, if you are in those colour ranges. But all in all, I did really enjoy everything else and I would recommend them. I will continue to update you guys on how they go, but I do love the way this look turned out, and I'm really happy with it. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. Do you like me doing a product showcase like this, or would you rather me just do reviews? Please let me know. I just wanted to kind of do a little bit of both because I feel like I haven't really been doing that much makeup lately, so I thought I would do that as well. But yeah, I hope that you guys are having a really good day. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!